Hello, fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2016. Love focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. One of the more important developments that is going to take place for you in the context of love really is thanks to Mars. So Mars, early in the month, is going to move into your opposite sign, and all kinds of passions are about to be awakened in you. Now, actually, it is going to be next month, in the month of February, that Mars will enter shadow. So think about what was happening last year. If you remember last summer, I spoke a lot about Venus retrograde season. I even made a special video about it, the Venus retrograde season. This year, it is a lot about the Mars retrograde season. It's going to define much of this year for a lot of us. And in February, Mars will enter shadow and will leave shadow. This season will last right into August. And Mars will enter shadow in the sign of Scorpio, where he steps into now. So this isn't where Mars is going to start showing you what you'll be dealing with for all of the summer. Rather, this is the very beginning of what eventually will be the beginning of a path. So in many ways, this month is preparing you for what is set to come up for you ahead next month. And of course, I'll be here to talk about it then. And what is really lessons that are going to be with you in some ways for much of this year. So Mars moves into your opposite sign. Mars will be speaking over the course of this time. We'll be speaking with other power players in the sky. Particularly, I'm looking at Neptune, making for a very dreamy energy. And that's what a lot of this month says to me where it comes for you in the context of love. There's lots of rose-colored glasses here, I gotta say. Lots of seeing what you really want to see, and lots of hope, really, a heightened sense of hope that things can be idealistic. And they certainly can, but it does require a dose of also being willing to be honest with yourself. And so as passions arise, what this tends to denote, especially if you're open to meeting someone new, that you're motivated. You are going to be motivated to get out there, to connect with people, and chances are at least one of those interactions as you're out and about will really get your imagination going in some wonderful directions, and some very unexpected directions at that. For others of you, this particular Mars moving through your opposite sign, if you're getting to know someone, either you're going to be driven towards them, or you are going to be like really turned away and driven in another direction. And so this can be an awakening again of passion. You're getting to know someone, you're wanting to connect with them that much more. And wanting to really feel like this is a person where you have, that this is somebody that you really could be with, a desire for that. And wanting to spend a lot of time with them is part of that promise, and this, this beautiful vision of what could be between you and this other person, very possibly showing up or solidifying for you now. Also, for those of you in an established bond now, here's where it gets interesting. If you're in an established bond, a couple of things can take place with this particular move of Mars in your opposite sign. One is your partner just needs more time. They just need more of your time. You've just got to give them more energy. You just have to be more present. Some of you might actually experience this in a business alliance. So if you're in a business partnership, it looks like you have to work with this other person that much more. But regardless, in a romantic context, in an established bond, you need to be present for that person that much more. This can also bring with it, though, and here's where really it becomes important. This can bring with it some frustration. So if you are in an established bond, finding yourself more easily impatient with this person, if you are open to meeting someone new, the desire to connect with someone and the frustration, if you don't have that, and as you know, look, the energy of frustration perpetuates itself. However, what you want to do is at least be mindful of that and strive to strengthen the connection that Mars will be making, especially with Neptune, which ultimately is about faith and belief and knowing that there's love in the world for you, because there certainly is. But those of you in an established bond, yes, you might find yourself, like feeling a little bit, feeling a little tested by your partner. And then this becomes the exploration for you. Either it is, yes, your partner is behaving in ways or doing things that are unusual and not really working for you, or it might be that some things that you haven't been looking at for a while, you just kind of, brushed under the carpet and now are going to start to become known. Or this could also be just you feeling, overall not happy in the bond that you're in. And if that's the case, it becomes about you understanding what's happening with you. If you find yourself getting annoyed at little things that otherwise really are not a big deal, well, then that becomes about you reflecting on what you really want. Because in one way, Mars is a very independent energy. And in another sense, Mars is about, a very substantive connection with another person. So where are you within that spectrum? So there is a level of honesty being asked for here. Now keep in mind, even if, whether it's stuff under the rug or whatever the case may be, know that once we are in next month and Mars enters shadow, that's when the lessons will accelerate. So in some ways you get little glimpses now, but those little glimpses will give way to some more powerful understandings in the not too distant future. What I love about this month for you in the context of love is that there is action. That's for sure. There is stuff happening. When there's all this energy being brought to your opposite sign, it means that there's energy being brought to you in terms of another person standing on the other side of you so that you can see yourself that much more clearer. This really is just the beginning of an extended process, a process that very likely will change you and the way that you love and what you understand as love, possibly for the rest of your life. This gives you some glimpses into what some of those lessons could be, but more importantly, gives you hope, gives you faith, connects you with a more inspired vision that you can believe in, that you can hold on to as the lessons continue as we move further and further into the year. So enjoy it, enjoy the aliveness, enjoy the feelings, enjoy, for some of you out there, a little bit of an emotional roller coaster. And when I say enjoy, I do actually think a lot of you are going to be enjoying it. And so enjoy the feeling of being alive, enjoy the feelings that only love can bring.